Hey everybody, this is Linda. Welcome to Lenny P's Place. Well, I'm back with my cigar box that I'm altering. If you saw the first video, then you know what it looked like before I started. Well, let's see. I used the Stamperia paper, old lace, and what I decided to do was to paint my box because I didn't want it to be black. So I used these two colors here, these Waverly colors, chalk paint. I didn't have a lot of these to choose from, so I used this brown, which is truffle, and this one is cashew, and I sort of mixed them together to get a lighter color. I didn't want white. I wanted it to be a little darker than this cashew. So I added a little bit of the brown to it. And I made like a wash, and I just put it into a cup, like a little cup. It's not looking too good right now, but it did look good when I mixed it up, but something has happened to it sitting in the air. I did that last night. So anyway, I made a wash. I just mixed it with water, and then I just sort of painted it on. And of course you can't really see it now because I covered it all up with my paper. But anyway, I used this Collage Podge. I really like this to adhere my paper down, and it's very good glue. And so I used that, and I used different papers on the top, and then I used a different one here on the sides, and all the way around. And then on the inside, I used this. I was going to, it's a little wet right there. I don't know how that's going to work out. I might go ahead and put the put this down. I was going to put this on there. Then I changed my mind and decided to use this paper, but it buckled a little bit, and so I don't know if I'm going to leave it that way or if I'm going to put it kind of depends. This bottom I just did just a few minutes ago before I turned the camera on, and it's still a little wet, but it also has buckled a little bit. I don't know, from the heat or whatever. I can smash it down. It's still wet. I can feel that it's wet. But I really like the paper, so I might leave it and I might not, because I had intended to put the lace with the pocket up here, and then I was going to put this felt down here on the bottom. But then I liked the paper so well until I wanted to just use the paper. So we'll see how that works out when it gets all the way dry. It's still a little tacky, and it's still, I don't know if I can get if I can get these out, then I'll either have to change the paper or I'll have to cover it up, because I won't be able to handle it being bumpy. I can't do that. I'm having enough trouble because this side of my box has a little where it was trying to come apart, and over here also on the corners, which makes it not, whoops, sorry about that, which makes it not close completely like it should. Well, that bothers me because I gotta have everything. I forget that it's handmade and it doesn't have to be perfect, and it just bothers me. So anyway, let's just move on, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do on the inside. There's nothing I can do about the outside. Absolutely nothing. I need to get this glue up before it gets on something. There's nothing I can do about that, about the box. but I'm going to use it anyway because I liked the size. And something I did do, these things were in here, and I took them out because I didn't like the way that it looked. So I took those out before I put my paper in it. And so anyway, that's where we're at so far. Now, I have to decide what I'm going to use as lace, because I'm going to put lace all around here. Now, I got out a bunch of my vintage laces that were, I thought, the right color. And so I just figured I'd turn the camera on and you could help me as you can watch me as I figure out what I'm going to use. Now, I'm very slow, and it takes me forever to decide on something. And so you might get bored and not want to watch. I don't know. Now, I've got this that I could use, but I don't like that. I don't want to use that. I also have to think about what I'm going to do on the top. Now, I've got these pieces, and I might figure out a way to use one of those on the top. I'm not sure yet, but the top will come last. See what else is in here. Here's another. This isn't long enough. I'm pretty sure. No, it's not. That's just a little piece. It's pretty though, isn't it? But it's too small. It doesn't work. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else in here. No. No, that's not wide enough. Okay, let's move on. That's not going to work. Let's see about this. I don't think this will do anything. It's too... We will come back and revisit the... Oh, that's nice. That could go around the top. Let's see. It could. It's just a tad too wide, I think, but I believe it would work. We'll keep this out. That might work for there. So I'll lay that over here. Okay, let's move on. I don't think there's enough of this. I don't want that. It's got a ribbon. That's a raw edge, so that won't work. I grabbed a bunch so that I could figure out what to use on the top. There's some tatting. We'll leave that out for a second. That's not going to work for this. That. Ooh, that might be nice. Let's check that out. Let me see. Oops. Let's see what else. That's some more tatting. There's not enough of that. That's the problem with these vintage laces. You don't always get enough. There's a rickrack, but I don't think that is going to work either. Okay, let's check out these things here that I found. Let's see if there's anything in here that will work. I'm thinking about this one here. I don't know. That piece is wider. Let's check this one. See how much is on here. Okay, let's check this. Well, that's too wide because I don't want it to hang down. Let's check this other one. It's not as wide as that one. It's just, I think it's the same, but it's not as wide. Well, whoops, that's not, I don't think that's going to be wide enough, unless, it's pretty though, isn't it? First I better see if there's enough of it. Let's see if there's enough to go all the way around. Oh. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, just barely. Let's see. Yeah. But we need something to go on the edge because it's a raw edge. That's too wide. I don't think there's enough of it. I don't think that'll look very good. Let's see what we got on here. Let's see about that. I need a pen or something too. Piece of tape. Yeah, let me get a piece of tape. Let me just tape that right there. Sometimes that's what I do to figure things out. In case I change my mind. I wonder about this. Let's see. I'm getting into my, I wanted to use my vintage and antique laces on this. So, stand up. I need something behind it to hold it up. What have I got? Will that work? Maybe. Okay, let's see. It's got a stain on it. But what do you think? I think that could work. Yeah, I think that will work. Okay, let me get rid of that. And I don't want it to do in the, I want this to close up in the back. Okay, let's see. This is awkward. Let's do it this way. There we go. I might have to stand up. You might have to see my head. Let me figure out what's the, okay, this is the, as you can see, I kind of crafted a mess too. I throw stuff everywhere. So let me move all this. I'll try to stay a little bit neater than normal. As you see, I'm not putting anything back. I'm just throwing it. I'll put it back later when I'm done figuring this out. Let's see, that's the one I need. Okay, so I'm going to do this. If I got that right. It's so hard to tell sometimes if it's right or if it's wrong. And sometimes I think, well, if it's that hard to tell, probably doesn't matter. This is it right here. Okay. So I'm going to use glue to put this down. And I'm also going to stand up. So if you see my tummy or my head, oh well, you might just have to see it for a few minutes till I get this. Geez, it's hard to tell. Okay. All right, I'm going to start here. Keeping it straight is hard for me to do. I'm going to have a trim across there, so that's why I'm going to glue it right there. And then I'll do some daub and some little things in the middle of the flowers. we go. And we'll just keep on going around like this. And get over here a little bit. And then my trim is really going to hold the, let me get that back, see if that'll keep that from moving on me. The trim that I put on will secure the top. So we'll just go around with this glue on the flowers. Trying to keep it straight if I can. So how is everybody? I get so, that's why I don't really craft on my channel, is because for one thing I'm very slow, and for the other thing I forget to talk. Put that down for a minute. I just get so involved in what I'm doing, I just forget to talk. And so it makes for a kind of a boring video if nobody says anything and it's quiet. And I mean, I don't know how to put music on, so I can't do that because I'm just not very techy. All I know how to do is turn my camera on and upload it just the way that it turns out. I don't know how to do anything else. Maybe that's why my channel doesn't grow. I don't have the technology, nor do I have a personality for this kind of stuff, I don't think. See, now I'm just rambling for something to say. So, if anybody's even here watching me. I don't get a lot of visitors over here on my channel. I keep trying, but they just don't seem to come. I was off YouTube for a while. I had a lot more people that watched my videos before I just got so busy with other things that I didn't have time. For about over a year, I really wasn't doing anything. So people stopped coming, which that happens. If you don't stay on here regularly, people don't care about coming by to see what you're up to. So, and my son and daughter-in-law, after many years of being married, and I mean many years, finally had a baby. They tried for such a long time. So we were just so beside ourselves with joy that they were having a baby, till we just up and sold our house in South Carolina and moved here so that we could be here for them, because they both work and we didn't want the baby to have to go to daycare. And since my husband's retired, we just decided it'd be a good idea to come. Well, that's when my YouTube channel kind of fell by the wayside because we just got so busy. And for about 3 months, we sort of didn't have a home. We lived in our travel trailer. And so when we finally bought a house, my daughter-in-law was going back to work, so we were keeping the baby, and Well, that's just how that goes. And so, anyway, she is 3 now, and she's going to preschool. And where's Betty? I need my Betty. Here we go. She's going to preschool now too, and her other grandparents. They decided to move here from Atlanta so that they could be here for her too. So now we take turns. So during the week when she goes to school on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So my daughter-in-law's mother lives closer to the school than we do. So she takes her and picks her up on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then we have her on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that is how that's working out. And it's working out good. That burns. Come here, Betty. I need your help. I call my, well, it is Betty because it's Betty Crocker, but a lot of people use these little spatulas for adding their trims. There. I think I better cut these little strings. This is where somebody stopped their work. But I'm going to cut them off now. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, I think I like that. What do you think? Think it looks okay? I didn't want to get up too close to my... I could have went a little closer, I guess, up that way. No, I didn't want to cover up all of the... Uh-oh, I forgot to check to see if I had enough of this. Oh, no. Guess what? I don't. Oh, no. Now what are we going to do? I'm going to have to take that off. I hope I didn't go too far that I can't get it to come off. Okay, come on. Let's go. There we go. Okay, let's find something else. That won't work. I don't have enough. I didn't even check to see. Okay, back to the drawing board. I don't think there's enough anything on here. It's just little pieces. Okay, where's that tatting I had? Let's see what we got in here. Use some of this tatting. Got a lot of this. See what colors. I really liked the color of that other stuff. This is all, let's see, that might be a little darker. This might be prettier anyway. I think so. Sometimes accidents are good ones. Okay, first thing I need to do is sort of melt some of that away. Okay. Well, I forgot what I was talking about. But, you know, when you get older, that seems to happen a lot. You just kind of forget what you're talking about. So anyway, we'll just move on, talk about something else. So, what's everybody doing for Thanksgiving? I don't have to make Thanksgiving dinner this year. My daughter-in-law's doing it, which I think is wonderful because it's usually on me. This year, I don't have to do it. Ooh, that's hard. I'm going to have to melt that down. I should have used my glue for this instead of my glue gun. Might have worked better. I hadn't used my glue gun in a while. But then it's been a really long time since I made a box, or altered one anyway. I used to do them all the time for swaps and stuff that I was in, back in the days when I didn't have anything else to do. My husband was working and I was home, and now he's home all the time. You ladies with retired husbands, you know what I mean. It's okay though. At first it was hard for me to get used to him being at home. But now I kind of miss him when he's not. I don't know, it's been probably about a couple months ago. He went up to Virginia to our daughter's house to help her husband with some remodeling he was doing. He was turning their dining room into an office, and he did most of it himself, but then he needed some help with a couple things so my husband went up there to help him, and he was gone for a week, and I was pretty lonely while he was gone. But he's not as active now. He had a heart attack in March, and he's had a rough recovery. Different issues going on. He's doing better now. So, but it was scary. We'll be married 50 years in January. That's a long time, you know. 50 years is a long time. So, I'd like to keep him around. I'm kind of used to him, you know. Let me see if I can straighten that up a little. It's a little bit. Probably should have thought about ironing it, making it a little flatter before I started putting it down. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done anything like this. I've been making journals, and to me, they're not quite as fiddly as this is. This is fiddly business to me. But I love it. I forgot how much I enjoy doing this stuff with the laces. I've been trying my hand at slow stitching. That's been an experience in itself for me, because I'm never been much of a... If I don't have enough of this, I'm in trouble. Well, I got some more. This piece is... I'll just have to join it together. I need to start measuring before I start using stuff. That's me, little dingbat. It's cold here now. I know some people say, well, you're in North Carolina, it doesn't get that cold. Well, really it doesn't. Not where I live. I live close to Durham. Right down from Durham. I had to get my thing back on. But still gets cold when you're not, not used to it. But I guess that's the way it is for everybody. You got to, every year, get used to the warm weather. Then it gets cold, and then you got to get used to the cold. But it doesn't stay, our weather's kind of up and down, up and down. It was in the 50s today, low 50s. For Thanksgiving, I think it's supposed to be in the high 60s. So, But I was born and raised in Florida, so kind of, you know, I'm not used to the cold. But, you know, my husband, he's from Montana. And after we were married, the first time he took me to Montana, now this is going to sound stupid, but we went in the wintertime, and there had been, I guess, an ice storm somewhere up around Wisconsin, I guess. And the trees, and I mean, the roads were okay. We could drive on the roads. But the trees were all just beautifully covered with ice. They were so pretty. And we stopped somewhere. I forget. I don't remember where. And I told my husband, I said, oh my gosh. I said, look at all these pretty plastic trees they have around here. He said, those are not plastic. He said, they're covered in ice. But I didn't know. Because I'd never seen anything like that before. So for me, it was just pretty. Looked like they had plastic trees. Well, they were shrubs. So they were little, you know, and they just looked plastic to me. He got a big laugh out of that. Look at that. It was just that little tiny bit. Not enough. Now I'm going to have to put a little piece in there. Just a little piece. I should have measured it because there's a whole bunch here. And I could have probably gotten a piece that would have went all the way around it without me having to piece it together. See, if I'd have left that string on there, I probably could have just stretched it and tied it. But I cut that other piece off. So, anyway, let me just dig around here and just get another little piece. We won't need much. Let me see about that's a different one. Can't use that one. Gotta have this one with the, what do you call those little things? Picos. I have one with the picos on it. Okay. Get rid of that string. Get it out of the way. And let's cut that off. Okay. So anyway, that was my first trip in the wintertime to Montana. And I was just so cold. I thought, how can anybody want to live in this? But it was so beautiful. Just so beautiful, because I've never seen anything like it. Of course, I've been a few more times since then. And we went in the summer, and boy, it was hot. I felt like I was at home. It was so hot. Let's see. Did I get that good enough? I think so. Ouch. Come here, Betty. Smash this down for me. It's hot. Okay, not a perfect job, but a good enough one, I think. What do you think? Is it good enough? I think so. Okay. All right, that's done. Now, I need to put something across this. So what have we got? Not this, it's too small. Put all this tatting away. Now, let me rummage around here and see if I can find anything. Oh yeah, I already had something. I just don't know if I got enough. I forgot. We were going to use this. I can tell already it's not enough. Don't think so. Let's let me do it this way. It's maybe. Oh, look at there. It is enough. What do you think? Do you think that'd be pretty? I think so. Okay. I'm covering up all my paper, but that's okay. That's all right. Boy, this is really rusted, stained, something. Okay, this is the right side. All right, starting the back. I have to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I don't want to cover those things. How am I going to do that? Cut them out? I need to cut a little piece of this if it's all frayed. Let's cut it right there. Let's see. If I do this, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. If I have to cut them, I will. Let's see. I'm wondering if I want to use my glue. I think I will. It's a little more forgiving. Gives you a few more minutes to do something. Let's get out. I'm going to leave that a little loose right there. And that way I can, if I decide later I want to, I can go back and cut that if I need to. Because I don't know if it's going to interfere with the opening or not. See, now that's something if I was smart, I'd go ahead and check, but I'm not that smart. So I'm going to wait. And I'll figure it out later if I need to. Oh, me. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Maybe talking to myself. I don't know if anybody's here. Anybody here? This is something new for me. Just to sit here and work on this and talk. Usually it's really quiet. And, well, I usually have my door open and I can listen to the television. I don't need to have one in my craft room because I don't watch it. I try to watch YouTube sometimes while I'm crafting and I can't. I can't. I just listen, but sometimes you need to look. You know what I mean? And I miss a lot. So usually at night when I'm in the living room with my husband, I'll watch videos. Who are your favorite people to watch? I love to watch Roseanne, and like I said in my first video, she inspired me to do this. I've been trying to rack my brain, trying to figure out, there's this precious lady on here, and you know, I watch her. I don't really know, I don't think she watches my channel, but there's just something about her that has just really, she's been on a journey for the last year and a half or so. I'm not going to go into what, but I know from watching her on YouTube that she's been on one. She also has a Facebook group, but I don't want to say who she is because this is for her, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't watch my channel. I mean, when you don't get but a few views, she's probably not going to be one of them. But regardless, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to, she sent me a Happy Mail a year or so ago. And I've been wanting to send her something, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I decided I was watching Roseanne, and she was starting to make a cigar box for someone. And I thought, well, now, that's what I could do. I could alter a cigar box because I haven't done that in such a long time, and I love to do it. And so I think this is going to be a perfect gift, and I already have some ideas about what I'm going to make to go in it. I'm going to give it to her as going to be, I'm going to get it to her before Christmas. So it'll be a Christmas Happy Meal. And it's just making me just feel so good to do this. And I do hope she likes it. I'm loving making it. I probably should have chosen a lace that was a little bit more narrow than what I chose. But I really wanted to use this one because I think it looks really pretty. It's not all exactly straight, but I think it's close enough. Close enough for handmade. I guess I want my stuff to look like a machine made it. And that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to. So, just have to take the imperfections and embrace them, as some people say. I'm just not very good at it. I'm very critical of what I do. I love what other people do, and I don't even notice when things are not exactly perfect. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so critical of my own work, because I mean, I know nobody's is exactly perfect, I don't think, but I'm just so, I always criticize my own work. I think it's not good enough, and maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to brag and say that it is, but you know what? I enjoy doing it, and I'm 70 years old, and I just want to do something that I like to do. I've raised my family. I help with my granddaughter, so in my spare time, I just enjoy doing this, whether it's perfect or not, doesn't matter. My hands don't work as good as they used to anyway. Some days I'm like all thumbs. Well, I've made it all the way around to the end. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get these two to stay together, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to have a think on this this thing. I'm gonna have to do some thinking. Or, yeah, gonna have to have a think on that. So, I think that what I'll do is I might go around and put another piece of that on, but I'll think about that too. I think this is going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go in there and spend some little bit of time with my hubby so he don't think he's being neglected. You know how they are, those husbands. Sometimes they're like our little babies, but I know sometimes I think I'll be in here crafting and he'll walk to the door and he'll say, "What are we having for dinner?" And I think to myself, I'm doing more important things than making dinner. But you know how that is. I think he got the nerve to ask me what's for dinner when I'm so busy. Oh well, I love him. I make sure he eats. He spoils me anyway. All right. I think that is, fingers are sticking to it. I need Betty for assistance. Betty's my helper. She's my assistant. Aren't you, Betty? So I don't have one. I just have to use old Betty. She's a pretty good old girl. But now my hands are so sticky. Till, there we go. We got it. I think so. All right, except for figuring out if I want to. I might cut those out. Not sure yet. We'll see. Let's see how it opens. Not too bad. It's a little bit wonky. Yeah, I'll probably just trim that out. I think it'll look better if I do that. Anyway, so that's what we got so far. I haven't decided yet. I didn't show you the bottom. Now I got glue strings all over it. Get off of there. I used a piece of felt on the bottom. I was going to put some feet on it, but I changed my mind. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to let it just sit flat on a table. Now I just have to figure out, that'll be the next thing, figuring out what's going on the top. So, anyway, if you're still here, and I hope you are, thanks for hanging around with me and keeping me company while I work on this box. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.